Honorable Election Commissioner Dr. Sukhbir Singh Sandhu ji, Honorable Election Commissioner Dr. Vivek Joshi, Secretary General of International IDEA Dr. Kevin Kansas, Director General of IIIDM Mr. Rakesh Verma, heads of electoral commissions and election management bodies from across the world, excellencies from missions in India, chief electoral officers from various states and union territories of India, distinguished delegates from Indian Institute of Technologies, Indian Institute of Management, National Law Universities, Universities of India, legal experts, media experts, ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to inaugurate this 3-day international conference, which is being held in New Delhi. First of all, let me welcome our international delegates, and I hope that our team has been able to take care of you all well and you all are comfortable. India, as we say, is the mother of democracy. When we met each other outside this hall, at the backdrop, you could see the stupa and the pillar of Ashoka, popularly known as where democracy began. It is 600 BC, before the current era. If you would have noticed, at the backdrop itself was a hymn in Sanskrit of Atharva Veda, which is again a millennium before the current era, which talks about village samitis and committees. The backdrop of this conference also talks about Koduvalai, which was a system of voting. And as mentioned in Tamil sculptures, which is 1000 after the current era. All these pointers bring all of us together, not only to celebrate the democracy, but also to understand the future path, the challenges, the expectations of the electors, and how to make this process much, much more smoother, transparent, free, and fair. I should take you all towards a journey and explain as to how Indian elections become one of the largest exercise on planet year after year in terms of logistics, numbers, and transparency. The last year Lok Sabha elections, more than 1 billion voters, more than 640 million exercised their franchising, more than 1 million polling stations, and roughly 1.8 to 2 crore people involved in this exercise is a feat which is recorded in the docu-series which you just saw a small glimpses of it, and many publications which the Election Commission has brought. Each booth polling booth in India roughly has around 970 electors, roughly 300 houses. And the responsibility of the electors and ensuring that all the eligible electors are included in the electoral roll is vested with a booth level officer. The booth level officer is the foundation and is the foundational pillar for the electoral democracy in India. Indian elections, as our constitution says, has been divided into two broad segments. One is the preparation of electoral rolls, and two is the conduct of elections. And as all of you would agree, which we will deliberate in our plenary also, that pure electoral rolls, including each and every eligible elector as per law, is essential to strengthen the democracy and all elections which will be held on the basis of that electoral roll. The second segment is the conduct of elections, which becomes a very, very challenging and logistical affair, because a large number of people have to obey and follow the electoral laws and the instructions issued by the election commissions or electoral commissions globally, anywhere, including India. I would also like to share with you an elections which we recently held. In India, the state of Bihar went for its elections recently, few months back. The first step was purification of electoral rolls, including eligible electors. That stage got completed, and under electoral laws, there is a provision for the elector of any assembly segment to file appeals, so that no wrong name gets included and no right name gets excluded. And you will be amazed with the efficiency of the booth level officers, the electoral registration officers and the chief electoral officer of Bihar, that out of 75 million electors, the number of appeals were 0. Amongst tight public scrutiny and the watch of all citizens in Bihar and across the country, the electoral rolls were finalized, and then the elections were held. And another feat which was achieved in these Bihar elections were, we had polling on 2 dates, 6th November and 11th November. Nearly 1 lakh polling stations. And once again, a leading question, how many repolls were required? 0. That was the level of efficiency which was attained by our returning officers, our sectoral magistrates, and our presiding officers in each and every polling booth. And of course, the results showed that few seats were tightly contested with around 3 lakh votes in each seat, but then 25 could be the margin of one or the other. I mentioned these Bihar elections to you because to give you a feel that the level of contestation and precision required by the electoral management bodies, not only in India, but globally, would have to meet these expectations. During this 3-day conference, which has been carefully designed by Mr. Rakesh in Triple IDM and Mr. Kevin from International IDEA, The entire electoral process has been segmented into 36 verticals, along with 7 global themes. And each of these 36 verticals being convened by 36 chief electoral officers of India who head the election process within their states under the supervision of the Election Commission, participated by 2 or 3 election management bodies of the world by choice, participated by professors from Indian Institute of Technologies and IIMs, national law universities, practicing lawyers, and perception managers who work in our media. So there will be around 36 teams which will be working sincerely on each of these segments and bring out reports which will be published widely across the globe in as many languages as possible. We are also working on an atlas of democracy in the world. The draft is almost ready, but it will be shared with the member states today in the plenary session for corrections and additions if necessary. And that atlas comes out as a synopsis of the electoral processes, how democracy functions, the size of democracy, and how the electoral commissions function in that country. In brief, these are the few outcomes which are very professionally designed for this international conference and will keep you busy for next 2.5 days. The Election Commission of India, its protocol division, and all the chief electoral officers will take care of you well, but these outcomes are necessary so as to build up a necessary database and contents which can, in summary, be called as the encyclopedia of democracies across the globe. With these little words, I formally inaugurate this international conference and wishing you all the best. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.